Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this, which is the Kemper Profiler. Now, I've got to be honest, this is my third Kemper Profiler. I bought the Kemper Profiler when it first came out about 12 years ago, and it was unbelievable. When this thing was released, it was, well, not only does it look completely space age, but it did things that no other guitar amp simulator could do. Now, the great thing about the Kemper, if you don't know what the Kemper is, it's a profiler. So what that means is that you can mic up your amplifier, put it through a preamp, stick it in the back of the Kemper, and then profile that amplifier. So then you can take out your amplifier live with you, or in the studio, use that amplifier or use the sound of that amplifier without turning it on. Now, the reason why I got rid of my profilers is one, because when it first came out, it was great, but it didn't feel like you were playing through an amp. And it still doesn't to a certain extent, but it has definitely got better. So I had it for about a year and a half. I decided to sell it and I bought some other stuff, bought some amplifiers. Then a few years later, I really needed the profiler for a gig or a silent stage gig that I was doing. And it was a bunch of gigs, so I thought, you know what? This is probably the best of the units, so I'll get another one again. Did all the gigs, then realised that, again, it wasn't really for me. And then for some strange reason, a couple of weeks ago, I decided that I wanted a profiler again. Now, recently I bought the Neural DSP Quad Cortex. Didn't get on with it. Now, personally, I preferred the sounds that I was getting out of the Kemper Profiler. So we're going to go through some of those sounds and see today how much the Kemper Profiler has improved over the years. Look at the Profiler. You going outside? You want to go out? Okay, come on then. Go on then. There you go. Go on then. Bye-bye. One of the things that the Kemper Profiler was always missing was an editor. And I know it's been a little while since it's been out, but I'm new to this, so you've got to bear with me. But there's an editor now where you can change all of the sounds and edit all of your patches, and it's going to make it incredibly easy to use. So let's go through some of the sounds. Now, I'm going to be using the software for this just to choose all the sounds. But as you can see from this camera here, I've got the profiler in shot, so you can see all the sounds being changed as well. So let's have a look at this JCM Slash. There's a definite difference in now how it feels, the reaction between the guitar and the profiler to how it used to be. There's a definite more immediate reaction with it, and I think they must have improved the internals with the software updates to make it feel more reactive. It feels really good. Let's have a look at this this Dumble here. So let's start from that sound. Is it sort of a basic, sort of clean sound? And let's see what we can get out of it. If you look at the screen, you can see all your basic effects blocks. Let's turn the compressor on. Just bring the mix back so we get into sort of parallel compression. Right, let's have a look at the effects. I'm going to go to the reverb. I mean, that's not a great sounding reverb patch. And let's load in a different reverb. Now for an effect type reverb, as in not a natural reverb, that sounds awesome. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring back the bass on that profile. And we've got a phaser here. Now I'm guessing I can load in any effect anywhere, but let's turn this phaser on. If you subscribe to this channel, you probably know that I've got quite a few different sort of effects units, and especially Boss products. Now, I love Boss products, especially things like the GT1000 and the GX100. Now, the only thing you can't do with these units is profile your amp, and that's the reason why I wanted to get a profiler. So something like the Kemper or the Neural DSP Quad Cortex, because I want to take out the sound of my Matchless amp. I want that sound. That's the sound that I always use when I'm in the studio. It just sounds fantastic. It takes pedals really, really well. Now, I don't know what's going to happen once I profile that amp, but we'll see that in the next video. But let's have a look at more of the sort of crunchy or higher gain sort of tones. Let's have a look at this Fireball Rock. Now this is what I found with the Kemper when I owned it, and also with a lot of other these modelers. They tend to do really great clean tones and really great sort of high gain tones. It's the crunch tones that you've really got to work at, and that is why I really want to profile my Matchless amp over there. But let's see if we can find more of a crunchy sort of tone. That's horrible. Now as a raw tone, that's great. So that's a really usable crunch tone. I've got my pedal board down here. Let's see what it sounds like with a couple of pedals in front of it. If I put on my Exotic Effects BB preamp. For me, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Now, when I had my last Kemper, I bought a load of different profiles from different sort of third-party people that create them, and I had these great ones from Michael Brett. Now, I can't find them at the moment, but they are somewhere on a computer that I've got sort of buried somewhere. But there are a few Michael Brett profiles inside the Kemper, if I can find some. Actually, if I click on author, I wonder if that helps. Here we go. Okay. Let's see how these sound. Sounds great. Too much delay, too much delay. This is the first time that I've plugged it in since it's arrived and loaded up all the software, and my initial impression compared to how it used to be is completely different. It feels really good, it sounds really good. The Rig Manager software makes it incredibly easy to use. You don't have to go through all the different menus like you had to do. There's so many buttons on the front of this thing, and it does so much, and you can really affect and change the sound so much more than the initial profile. But it does sound absolutely fantastic. Now, as I said in my next video, I'm going to be profiling some of my amplifiers over there. I will make all of these profiles public so anyone can download them. And we'll just see how the journey progresses and see how I get on with this profiler. Anyway, I really hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did get something out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the bell button and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.